Chapter 1: Bakhmut, a city reduced to ashes. Flickering images of smoke-filled skies and crumbling buildings create a haunting scene. Bakhmut, once a vibrant city bustling with life, now transforms into nothing more than a ghost town. This tragic downfall is the result of relentless conflict between Ukraine and Russia. With only 500 residents left out of its original population of over 70,000 people, Bakhmut symbolizes the devastating toll that war can take on ordinary lives. Since May 2022, shelling has continued relentlessly in this city located near Donetsk region's front line. Infrastructure has been decimated. Essentials such as water supply, electricity and healthcare are now nearly impossible to access consistently. Yet against all odds, these brave souls have chosen to stay behind. They cling on to hope that their city will one day be liberated from the clutches of war. As we reflect upon their indomitable spirit amidst adversity, it becomes crucial for the international community to act swiftly. Providing relief and support is essential to prevent further loss of life or irreversible damage from this conflict. Chapter 2: The UN's proposal, Russian ammonia transit through Ukraine. In an effort to save the Black Sea grain deal, the United Nations has proposed a plan. This plan would allow the transit of Russian ammonia through Ukraine. Initiated by Kyiv, Moscow, and Ankara, this preparatory work is expected to pave the way for smoother operations in the Black Sea grain export corridor. While these preparations are underway, parallel talks are being held to expand the scope of the Black Sea deal agreed upon in July 2022. This expansion aims to include additional Ukrainian ports and cargoes. Though Ukraine and Turkey have accepted these new proposals, Russia's response remains pending. Under current circumstances, if there isn't progress towards overcoming obstacles for Russian grain and fertilizer exports, this initiative will cease. Chapter 3: Expanding cooperation, more ports and cargoes. The UN's proposal focuses on increasing cooperation amongst Kyiv, Moscow, and Ankara. This can be achieved by integrating more Ukrainian ports into their existing agreements. Additionally, other types of cargoes should also be considered to further enhance collaboration. The primary goal behind this move is improving operations within the Black Sea grain export corridor. Ukraine and Turkey have already approved the proposal aimed at ensuring safe Black Sea grain exports amidst the ongoing conflict between Ukraine and Russia. Now, all eyes are turning towards Russia's response. This decision could potentially help or hinder diplomatic efforts in this volatile region. Chapter 4: The Wagner Group, mercenaries in Bakhmut. The battle for Bakhmut rages on as opposing forces struggle to claim control over what little remains of this once thriving city. Amidst chaos and destruction stands the Wagner Group, a notorious Russian mercenary organization led by Yevgeny Prigozhin, fighting on behalf of Russia against Ukrainian forces. Prigozhin himself has expressed dissatisfaction with Russian military support during these tumultuous times. As violence continues to escalate in Bakhmut, it becomes increasingly clear that no side seems close to winning definitively. With every passing day marked by the thundering of artillery, countless lives are lost, and the city's future grows increasingly uncertain. Chapter 5: A Public Challenge, Wagner Group Leader versus Senior ministry officials. In an unprecedented move, Yevgeny Prigozhin, head of Russia's paramilitary organization, the Wagner Group, has openly challenged senior Russian defense officials. He has requested prosecutors to investigate their involvement in alleged crimes during the Russia-Ukraine war. Accusing them of incompetence and sabotaging Russia's military efforts, Prigozhin's statement sends shockwaves throughout the region. The Wagner Group has been actively fighting on Russia's behalf in eastern Ukraine, notably in Bakhmut. This public challenge against top military leaders could potentially impact Russia's ongoing war strategy in the region. Only time will tell how these recent developments unfold. Chapter 6: The Fall of Yuri Oliferenko, Ukraine's last major warship? On May 29, a missile strike allegedly destroyed Ukraine's last major warship, named Yuri Oliferenko, at a ship mooring in the port of Odessa. This news comes directly from the Russian Defense Ministry. However, Ukraine's Navy has declined to comment on this matter or discuss any information regarding losses during the war. If confirmed true, this event marks another significant setback for Ukrainian naval forces as they lose one of their most capable medium-sized landing vessels for troops and vehicles. President Zelensky decorated Yuri Oliferenko's ship a year ago, honoring a fallen Marine hero from 2015. This vessel symbolizes Ukrainian resilience and patriotism. Ch. 7. France supports Ukraine. Macron backs territorial integrity. President Macron firmly supports peace negotiations on Ukraine's terms, stressing no compromises on its territorial integrity. Speaking at the GlobeSec Security Conference, Macron conveyed hope that new diplomatic energy from countries in the global south could lead to a conclusive peace process in the coming months. He cautioned against accepting a ceasefire or frozen conflict, outcomes that would ultimately benefit Russia. Instead, he stressed the importance of finding a resolution that preserves and respects Ukraine's sovereignty. Ch. 8. A bold move: Germany closes Russian consulates. Germany shuts down most Russian consulates due to Russia's restrictions on German officials. This drastic reduction in consular services is expected to impact both Russians and Germans, affecting travel and bureaucratic processes. However, the German government believes it is crucial to send a strong message to Russia, demonstrating that they will not tolerate any infringement on their officials' rights and abilities. As Germany stands resolute in its decision, other nations are encouraged to re-evaluate their diplomatic relationships with Russia. Ch. 9. IMF loan program toward stability. The IMF completed its first review of Ukraine's $15.6 billion loan. This loan is part of the larger $115 billion global support package designed to help Ukraine during its conflict with Russia. To maintain IMF support, Ukraine must increase tax revenue, stabilize exchange rate, preserve central bank independence, and enhance anti-corruption efforts. This IMF review is an essential step toward solidifying Ukraine's stability and economic security amidst continuous warfare. Chapter 10: Bring Kids Back UA, Reuniting Ukrainian Children Deported by Russia. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky announced the return of 371 children deported by Russia during the war. The new initiative called Bring Kids Back UA is focused on collaborating with international organizations and partner countries to ensure Ukrainian children's safe return. Nearly 20,000 children have been documented as deported from occupied Ukrainian territories. Despite the challenges and heartbreak of separation, authorities are tirelessly working to reunite these displaced children with their families, instilling hope amidst the darkness of war.